to FMTraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be a broadcast engineer for today. Hope y'all are having a lovely day. Welcome, everybody. We are having a fun topic this week. I mean, we have fun topics every week, but we are going to be discussing finding data with natural language. As AI becomes increasingly more and more of a hot topic, we talk about it a lot more because it becomes more pertinent to know and be able to use in your developer toolbox. So, we have Nick talking about 3 days of that. We're going to be having that mini-series. Couple things. First of all, if you'd like to support the channel, we greatly appreciate it. Feel free to pick up our annual subscription bundles. We got 3 options, 100 plus hours of video content. I always tell people to go give us a look. We have a lot of free live stream content, but our paid content is highly animated. It's in short form video content, so it's like only about 10 minutes instead of an hour. We get straight to the point as a general rule. And it gives you what you're looking for. We cover a huge variety of topics, pretty much everything you need to know to become a competent FileMaker developer in your own right. Secondly, if you look at the video training, you look at the live streams, you're like, man, I really love FileMaker. I don't feel like coding in my own database, or you've hit a chunk of your database work that you just don't want to do. API integration is a pretty common one for that one. Feel free to reach out to support@rcconsulting.com and give us a call. FM Training TV is attached to Richard Carlton Consulting. In other words, we have a bevy of senior FileMaker developers, senior FileMaker engineers who are happy to help and will be happy to talk to you, including Nick himself, who is currently presenting. You've seen a lot of our senior engineers come on, Jonathan Ray, Calvin Moseman, Christian Olson, all that jazz. So, feel free to give us an email or reach out. With that all being said, I think I'm pretty much good to hand it over. Nick, what are we doing
Yes.
today? Do you want to share your
Okay.
screen for me?
Yeah, I think we have okay. I reversed the two semantic search with today I do the semantic search.
Oh, okay. So we'll swap that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've completely forgot to tell you that like last week. Is because it was way more complicated than you think to build that, and I did that this week.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So I'll
and
do a quick
it's fresh in
Google.
my mind. I don't want to lose it. So
Yes.
yeah, it's
We're still doing AI stuff, people.
yeah, it's AI stuff, Anyway, so but they're both cool, but they're both crazy to set up, right?
Yes.
So yeah, so everything that when you deal with AI, you have many things you can do wrong and get at the end a question mark or an error, like error 5, right? And you say, oh, why I have my error 5? Oh, because you didn't put that or didn't put this. And how you go to the help. The help is no help, right? It's confusing you more, right?
Yes. No, I'm fighting with that at this moment. So
yeah, and at the end of the day, you give up. And you say FileMaker is a piece of junk. and we okay, you will be right to say that, but you can come here and we deal with the pain for you, and then we tell you how it works.
Yes.
Okay. So, and that's what I deal with you because I pretty much, this is brand new. This is the stuff that I barely scratch, right? And but I scratch a lot this last few days for you guys, right? So I spent pretty much 4 days on this. Okay. But I learned a lot, and then you don't have to, deal with all the pain. You can just use it. Okay. So what the semantic find means, we're talking about this, right? Perform semantic find. Spoiler alert, it is not a find.
Oh.
Right. So start with this, right? You say, oh, I'm doing find, and you have no find. It's not a find, right? So what it is, okay, it is a sort of data based on relevancy, okay, similarities about what you ask, right? So for example, give an example, okay? I'm here and I'm asking break force fields inconsistent with noticeable resistance variation. Okay, this is what I ask. I'm doing like a perform find. That's what FileMaker they said. Okay, let's do a perform. Let's call that find because he's going to find a record, but all of them, and pretty much give you the relevancy. If it's relevant. Okay, if it's relevant or not. If it's related to what you ask against a field. For example, here, right? So let's unsort all of this. Okay. So I have plenty of stuff here. I have issues. I have field issues, right? And within the issues, I want to find this. I want within all the issues I have here. Oh, by the way, sorry, I forgot to tell you. I use like a repair, car problem, car breakdown, car stuff, like a brake, like clutch, like oil change, like battery, like problem in cars, car repair. Okay. So I had to I have to pull something, right? And I thought that would be the best example for you guys. Okay. I think. So I want this, right? I'm going to ask against this field, right? Everything that is relevant with what I ask. Breaking force fields inconsistent with noticeable resistance variation. Okay, that's pretty, So let's do this. Boom. So now, okay, he said, obviously, right? He said brake replacement. That's my issue, right? And he says, okay, it's moderately related. Okay. Or you have ABS sensor failure could work as well, right? It's brake related, right? It could be.
Mm-hmm.
Weak match. After that, you have weak match also with suspension noise, and then you have another weak match. So weak match means, well, it's not relevant. Okay. So how you get this working? So first, I want to ask you guys, who did use Semantic Find so far in the audience? Who tried it? Who made it? Who got it working?
I mean, I've seen demos of it. I don't think I've ever used it myself. Has
Yeah,
anyone
but
else?
spoiler alert, David Angel, it is not a percentage. Haha. Right. I will come, look at it, never got it working, so did spend much time. Yeah, okay, yeah. Like I said, you tried, you said you launched there, you said perform semantic find, you say hello, and you
Mm-hmm.
got an error 5, right, Ken? You got an error 5, and you pretty much you gave up because it's too complicated,
Yes.
which is, yeah. So I'm going to explain all of this to you. That's why we have 3 days on this, right? So yeah, you didn't. Yeah, it was an error 5. It's an error. It's a command error 5. The command. Let me go. Let me go there. New chat and uh, what is error 5 in FileMaker? Okay, so here. Command is invalid. The infamous command invalid stuff that you don't even know what it is, right? So you got this one. Okay. And he said this is a very generating error. It usually happens in this case, but okay. So how to get this working? First, you need to remember the webinar from last week. because you need this to work. You need to configure the AI account and to get your AI account to work. I'm not going there again because I did. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Nope, you're
So
good.
I'm good. Yeah. So uh, I did the webinar last week about this, how to use the API key, the account name, and the model, everything. So um, I'm not going there yet. So you need to start this at startup. It needs to start. You need to start your AI stuff. So while building this, right, I enhanced a little bit, improved a little bit the scripts, right? So now, because I had issue about this, so now to know if OpenAI is configured well, right? I generate like this, right? A variable, a global variable, and I say OpenAI, okay. Okay, that means it's good, it's running. Okay, the OpenAI is running because I did all of this, I configured this, and I had no last error. Okay, so I'm good. So if I have no last error, put okay. Okay, so you need to run this. When this run, now you need to learn about insert. So I can remove this. I was playing around with this. You need to insert embedding in found sets. Okay, so what the hell is this? So there's another, you need to do something else before to do the perform semantic, right? You need to do that. So let me explain how it works. I just go with the generic explanation, and then we go crescendo tomorrow and Wednesday, right? We do slow, right, for everybody to learn and understand, and then we go crescendo more and more and more and more. Okay, so the insert embedding and in found set. So this is important. You cannot do anything if you don't run this. So let's say I have issues, right? And the AI will get this and create to me vectors. Don't worry, I will explain what it is. To pretty much give you the ability to search on it with similarities and probabilities, right? Like pretty much you have a Google search in FileMaker. You have the same capabilities, right? It will do the same. It will generate an index, right, dedicated for that purpose. So the AI will take this, right, and generate a, a file, generate like it's not really a file, it's a JSON, but I transform it in a file, and I'm going to explain why. Okay. So you have two ways to do that. First, you have your issue. This is where you add the issue. Then you create an issue embedding. Okay. So let me show you what inside. So I'm going to create an embedding text, right? So let me show you what inside this embedding, okay? And why we use containers, why you shouldn't use this. You need to, but I need to do that to show you what happened. So let's run this, okay? But against the target field, the text, okay? So let me run this and let me show you the field in the layout, okay? So we have two insert embedding. I'm using the insert embedding in found set, okay? So you have two. You have insert embedding or insert embedding found set. You have two, okay? One insert in one record and this one insert in all the record in a found set. Makes sense. So I'm using the found set, running this. Going to the AI, right? And it's inserting embedding from into records. So it's going, so now, right now, it's talking to the AI, and the AI is pretty much giving back the vectors. That's how they call it. Right? Right. Boom. So this is what you have, right? This is what you have in one field, right? So, of course, it's a JSON, right? It's a JSON. So this is what you have, right? So it can get, and this is only 2 words. Imagine you have a text like 200 pages, because you can do that, okay? It will cost you a lot in efforts, right? I will come with the limits. I will come to this, but right now I don't want to, we will come later, right? But this is what ChatGPT generates. That's normal. When you get this, that's normal. But we have a feature instead of inserting in a text field a text, you insert in the container a text binary. Okay, and FileMaker will be able to use that. So why the advantage? The advantage this is because when you have this, right, FileMaker need to index this field to do the perform find semantic. So now you got the point. So you can run into 2 problems. First, you get a huge, humongous index because of that field, right? Second, you might run into the limits of text that the text field can support. You can run into that. I bumped into that, by the way. Okay, so that's why switching to a container, now we have the limits of a container with a text file a binary. There's no format. It's a binary file, which makes now we have no limits, pretty much, the hard drive, right? And we have no problem of indexing because it's the binary file, correct? Right? So that's why don't do text. Run the vectorization of your info into a container, right? So when you run this, you run into a container. So now, how to configure this? So you understand what happened. I have a script step with a script. I have a script step that goes to a source field, my issues, and go to a target field, right? My issues embedding container. Okay. So that is where I put my vectors. And I said replace target content. That means replace what there, right? It's like in the auto entry, you know, this, so you force the replacing. Okay. You continue on error. Sometimes you have errors. Sometimes, you could have like a character that might bother, something like this. You don't care, right? And you show a summary if you want. If there's a problem, it will show you a summary at
Okay.
the end. Okay.
So to make sure that I understand this, you have a source field, which you then you take the source field and you convert it into vectors to the target field,
Yeah.
and then you tell when it gives you an answer to replace information in that target field.
Yes. So ChatGPT will send you all the vector
Mm-hmm.
with all the probability of similarities that you can find based on those,
Okay,
based on this. Okay.
got it.
So, yeah. So it will pretty much build you an index of every possible thing that you could be relevant with this. So FileMaker didn't build that feature to be online. It's an offline feature. So if you change this, okay, if you change this, you need to run the script again, right? So that you need to run the script. So that's why tomorrow we will, or after tomorrow, we will see that. So here I wanted to do like a complete replacement, right? So in order to do that, FileMaker built this insert embedding in found set that pretty much do like a replace, right? You know what I mean? Instead of a set field, right? So the difference between insert embedding in found set and insert embedding is the difference you have replace field content and set field, right? They're the same. It's the same difference. Both are useful. From my perspective, for my demo right now, the insert embedding is in found set is what I want. But in the future, you don't need to do that unless you modify the record. So if you modify that issue, well, you have an on-commit trigger that says update, insert embedding in that file, in that field. You do just for that record, right? When you edit. So, and no, it cannot be a calc. It needs to be a script step. Why? So you understand what I mean here, right? Why I cannot get I cannot go here, right? And get insert embedding, right? Why I don't have this, right? Okay, this is different, but I don't have the same thing here, right? This is different than getting thinking, but you get the embedding of the account of the model of the input. You get but you don't. Yeah, so you cannot do that, right? So you need a script step, right? We will play with those things in another webinar with the calculations, right? Which is different. So far, we do a script step, okay? So far, did you get the points on everything I said?
Yes, I think we're following. Everyone following? Or if you're not following, please let me know. Now's the time to ask questions.
It doesn't, David Angel said, consume the bandwidth. If you build it well, it won't consume your bandwidth. I mean, when I said what I said, you don't run the scripts on all your record all the time. You set insert embedding for one record when you edit the fields that is involved in this, right? Makes sense. So it's not a big deal. It will take a few kilobytes. Knowing that, all the second, FileMaker did a good job here. It's very, very well, you know, it's 25K, 29K. That's the file you have here, right? This is that's the binary. Okay. So we talk about that the bandwidth, unless you are on the 1200 baud or modem, you won't have problem with this. No, trust me. But the slugginess, it will be slow, right? If you don't implement it right. But the bandwidth, no, it's not the issue. It's how slow the AI and how many tokens you're going to consume. And you will see that you can, modify the range on this. And I will show you, So here, right, we have many things here. Because this script step, it's a little bit weird. Okay. Everything you need to put in the step is not there. So when you have a brand new fresh inserted field step, this is what you have. Okay. So the first thing you going to put there, right, is your account name. So what's your account name? Remember? It's your configure AI account.
Okay, so you just put the variable for the...
Yeah, so you put the global variable that you created on the other webinar, and you put that here, right? Right? So this generates, okay. And now here, of course, everybody will put this, and beep, spoiler alert, doesn't work. Right? This is not of course, FileMaker could have done something easier, but no. But it's not their fault. Okay, AI stuff. Guys, here how I feel about this. I'm 50 plus. Okay, so I lived the beginning of the internet, and I even lived the beginning of the ARPANET. Okay, and the 1200 baud US robotics modem. I use it, and I have it on my other side, on my other house over there. I found it last week. So yes, and I have my global village 14,400K, right? So that was a good modem, the global village. Anyway, so AI is like, today we are at the level we were with AI. We are at the level with AI we were in 1992 with internet, right? Configuring PPP and configure PPP and the TCP IP and, and the modem connection. And, we are there. So all of this need to be normalized. All of this will disappear pretty soon. All of the madness I'm going to show you right now, it's going to disappear. I know that, but unfortunately, we have to deal with it. So, where are my models? What do I need to put there, right? Okay, so where's my, okay. This is what you need to put there, okay? Show you, right? So, for semantic find, this, I don't know, Anthropic is Claude, I don't know. So you have multiple embedding models, okay? So for OpenAI, you have two. You have the text embedding free small and the text embedding free large, right? So here you have the explanation, okay? So text embedding free small, fast, cheap, recommended. Text embedding free large, higher, quality, slower. Depending on what you want, right? You understand? Depending on what you want. If you want more similarities, more probability, if it's important to you, right? Well, you can go with the large, which I am using right now. So how you decide this, right? Well, here, when you configure your account, I'm configuring both. This is text embedding free small, and this is text embedding free large. So I have both at my disposal. Yeah, I was doing I need to kill this. So those are the two you need. So I have both available to me, right? So you can pretty much use the one you want, right? When you do this, the embedding model large, right? So that's the large, okay? So we can say that the large model, okay? Or you can say the small one. Okay, let's start with the small, right? So you go there and you change to small. So now you're going to use a small one and not the large one. So let's deactivate, right? And let's see, for example, which difference it makes, right? No, I'm not making the Hillary Clinton. Different. Thanks. Yeah, it makes a difference. Let's see. Let's find out. Okay, if it makes any difference. Okay. So here I have a pretty large file, right? So let's see if I regenerate this with a small, what it does. Of course, you can do that on server. Of course, I'm going to show you this. Don't worry. So, but so far, it's not that complicated. I mean, right? It's not, right? See, it changed, right? It changed the content, and it is, I don't know, because I have only two words, so I'm not sure it could make a difference. But anyway, there's a difference because small is small and large is large, right? So So you have the small and the large. You can use the one you want, right? But so why I'm doing this? Why you need to do like I do, declare a variable. You put this, what ChatGPT is uh, recognizing, and you put that here. Why? Is because imagine you put that in all of your script steps. You use that. And let's say you have like hundreds of script steps scatters all over the place. You want to go to every single script and change because ChatGPT said, oh, by the way, we have the 4 available, right? We have the 4 available, and we have the 4.1, and maybe one day you will have a 5, right? Do you want to change that in every single script step you have? No. You change it here. If there's an update, you change it here, and then it will be used by all your script steps. Okay? Got it? So now here, you put the name of your account. Here, in embedding model, you put the model, small, large, okay? And then here, you have the options. Those 2 options are not part of the gear stuff, okay? Don't forget, because after that, it gets drawn on all of this. I don't feel comfortable with this. I mean, they could have done a better job on this, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you. There is a bit hard to read. And that's why I try to get that down. Account name, embedding model small. I don't, you know, you don't put calc here. You don't want to see calcs here. Okay?
No.
You don't. Because otherwise it will be like unreadable at the end, right? So of course you need to select the source field and the target field, which I recommend to be a container field. You need to say, oh, by the way, replace the target content, because if there's a content already there, it won't replace it if you don't click this, right? After continue, continue on error, yes, and show summary, whatever. It's a summary of errors, if there's. And there's a parameter here, which is so far, I don't want to get there. Okay? So this is how you configure this insert embedding, in font set because now the perform semantic find is going to use data inside this. Okay? So, and as I saw, I'm going to remove this from here, right? So now, first, do we have any question so far?
Um,
Let me
it's
say.
pretty cheap too, right? How expensive it is sending these vectors.
Yeah, it's not going to. Okay, let me ask to the guy who knows. Okay. Uh, uh, so okay, we are talking about bandwidth and token costs, like this question, using semantic insert embedding. Okay, here's a clean, clear webinar answer. Semantic search embedding model with okay. Semantic Find use embedding vectors, so they are optimized to be super tiny, ultra cheap, and very fast. So you have your answer, right? So recommended cost AI this per 1,000 tokens and this per million tokens, 1 million. Okay. So yeah, 2 cents for full million tokens, right? So work great with massive data sets. For all normal FileMaker semantic find case, when embedding hundreds and thousands of records, when you want speed and low cost. Okay. It's a little bit, per second when to use, but possible accuracy. Well, Google, we don't care. So you have your answer. So it is cheap, right? It's not, you can use it uh, in a good, what is, can you see me?
Yes,
Hello? Yeah,
I can
okay.
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, it's not, the cost is not, the cost is not big, right? Cost is not big.
Do you want to bring
So
back that window by there real fast?
yeah, sure.
Yes. So,
So the footprint is small, right? So it's not what it says. The semantic search embedding model bench with costs super tiny. It's optimized. It's not using prompts. We're not using prompts. Okay, we're not asking anything to ChatGPT. So it's very tiny. So and we're talking about that's why it's coming with vectors and stuff. It's pretty much it's talking binary, right? So it's what you saw, those numbers you saw, that ChatGPT language. That's a natural language. So yeah, don't worry about it. I don't worry about this. Okay. So now we have so I have two embedding. Okay, I have the issues and the notes. I have two. Because I want to do a demo for two things. So let's start slow. Okay. Right. And you say, I want everything about um, engine. Oh, sorry. Right. So all of this is, oil change, suspension noise, clutch replacements, alternate. So why I said weak? It's a weak match. Oh, hold on. Am I going to the right? All records, target fields. Yeah. Correct. Okay. That's okay. Or maybe because I did the small stuff. But anyway, so we can ask something else. Or let's ask on the notes. Okay. So let's say all records, targets, notes embedding, return account. Okay. So engine on the notes, right? So smoke from engine. Of course, that is, moderately related. Engine light on. I don't know why I said like engine, poor acceleration. That is also good. I don't know why. Okay, let me see if it was working fine. And so maybe I did a mistake here. Count name. So let's put back the big one. Because my demo is I have a small amount of data, so large source issues. Okay. Source notes. Okay. So let's use this instead. Right. So I'm doing twice. I'm doing under. Yeah, but the semantic is you can search for something, how you search for something like this in perform find, like breaking force fields, how you look for, break system, how you look for this break system response, and how you do that on perform find. If you don't have exactly that sentence in the field, right? Including the dots, right? You know that if you don't have that means the semantic is like Google. Google, I can make APPALES computer COMPOTAIRE, and you will find apple.com. Okay, I can be completely wrong. So that's exactly what that do. Okay, you can, you don't have to be exactly right. That's the semantic. That's what it is. If you want to find engine, one word here, you don't need that. But if you want to say, okay, in my uh, notes, oh no, let's take a note stuff. Okay, in my notes, I want to bring me the relevancy, what is relevance based on that sentence in my notes, and sort it by probability. Okay? So, I'm in the wrong table. So I'm here running this. So further diagnostic analysis linked to symptom to break replacements. So I ask for this. Try perform find on this. You will find zero record, right? And then he said, okay, on my notes, he said customer reports noise during braking. Well, could be related to this, right? Right? No. Further diagnostic analysis links to symptom to brake replacements. And he said customer report noise during braking. Well, this is relevance, right? So we can ask for something else, something electrical, right? So I'm doing this. I'm going to ask this also in the note field, right? So search this. So now the relevancy is not the same. Okay, he said weak match, but dashboard warning lights, changing intensity detect across the vehicle power network. Well, let's say something, because that's what ChatGPT generate to me, but I think my example are not good. So let's bring this. Changing inconsistent detect across the vehicle power network. Okay. I want only weak stuff. Let me do. I think It didn't do right the thing here. I think my example are not good, but it's okay. I always have weak. So let's ask for lubrication, right? So let's do something simpler. I'm looking for lubrication, okay, in my notes, right? Well, leaking fluid observed, okay? Well, it is in lubrication. I think I have a problem here. But anyway, he said weak match, but it is, it is more likely to be a lubrication than the noise during braking, right? So he put me on top that about electric is if I said, okay, I want electrical. Yeah, let's try like this with a typo. Okay. Well, I have a typo and engine light on, dashboard warning lights. Well, this is on top, right? Is on top, is better match than the customer report noise during braking about electrical, right? You know what I mean? So let's do, you understand? So, because I need to change my, my my example. I have too few example here, right? So for example, let's say lightning. For example, I have no lightning whatsoever in this file. I have the word lightning doesn't exist anywhere in this file. So if I do perform find, it will say no match. But if I do a semantic on the notes, well, this is lightning, right? I think this doesn't work because I didn't see it changing though. Let me, let me see my calc is working. Score. I think, do I have a, yeah, copy line. It is this. Yeah. Okay, I don't understand. It worked. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let me see if this. Yeah, semantic score patterns. Okay. Anyway, but still, my example are not good. I need to find another example. Starting with a typo, right? Try this on perform find. Well, well, uh, difficulty starting. But I put string thing. Try perform find like this. Right? Be my guest. If I do this and I say, okay, I put that here, poof, here what I have. So the semantic is going to analyze the, I said, for example, what can I say? I don't know. Smoke. Okay. Well, smoke engine, right? And overheating in traffic can be, right? You say weak, but even if you say weak, it give me a probability, right? And smoke could be more related to forward acceleration than steering pulling left, Got it? Right? No. So that's a semantic. The semantic is not a perform find. That's what I said at the beginning. It is not a perform find. That's why you get confused. It is not a perform find. It is a sort by probability, sort by similarity, sort by relevance, meaning, right? A meaning can be, you understand? And even if you know, you did a mistake, you do a mistake, it works. You will understand, right? So I need to build a better example, but you got the point of what a semantic search do. First, it's not a search, it's a semantic. I will call that a semantic sort, right? Because it is not a search. Since it didn't modify the font set at all, right? It didn't. So it's not a search. It's up to you to filter out, right? Or to filter out like this. But that we come tomorrow for this, Let's say you only want like 50 records, right? Well, 50 records. You don't have more. You have 50 records. So you can short down, say, okay, yeah, or give me the 50 first, not more, right? So you can tell that, you can say that, but it's not a real perform find. It's a constraint. It's a constraint. It's even a constraint. It's a limit found set, right? But it's not a perform find per se. Right, that's what I want to say. It's not going to give you a set of records and say, okay, this is a record I have. No. If you have 2 million records, it will do that on 2 million records, and at the end, you get the 2 million records. That's what I want you to know, right? And then we have a problem after that with the polars and stuff like this. So that's why we need to come. I need to explain that to you. But anyway, so the semantic is not a perform find, but it it acts like one, which is pretty much finding in your database, in your table, all the records, right? And sort them by meaning, So here I had plenty of example of things you can ask, So I think I need to put this, I need to put that text here and search for this. You know what I mean? That will work. I will build. I will come with. I wanted to come with something simple, but I think I think it's a little bit simpler. But you got a point. If I ask for breaks, right? If I ask for I don't know, like visibility, for example, visibility. For example, I never did it. I don't know what I don't know what it's going to say. Okay. Well, warning light, leaking fluid observed. Oh, on its 50. Let me get rid of this. Right. Let's search this against their issue. And yes, we can combine two, but that's why we have 3 days. Right? So let's find against that field. Okay. I have nothing about visibility. So let's ask something else. I don't know, wheels, right? brake replacement, right? Suspension noise, right? So yeah, it works. I mean, let's do the same on the notes, right? Yes, steering, pulling left, that definitely will, right? Right. So vibration at high speed, well, not bad. There's no wheel here. How he could find this? If you do perform find and you say you put wheel here, you get no record. You understand the semantic now how it works? So pretty much you have a Google that bring you, but after that we can enhance this. Okay, we can do a better job, but I want to make it simple for now. So if we have questions, we check.
We do have some questions. Someone was like, well, why are we doing semantic find over perform find by natural language first? Like, is there a reason to do it first other than one's easier to figure out? So.
No, it was much complete. The other one I use it. Why I switched there, is because the other one, the perform find, this one, I already use it, so I know how it works. Okay, so and this one it's much more complicated to use because we need to switch to this and understand the global. Can you find out the global? Can you find the container advantage of using the container? You can. I'm not done with this, right? I'm not done. We're not done yet, right? To understand how this works, right? So yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I know why it wasn't working well when I was doing the large. Yeah, I know. Okay, that's for tomorrow. I know why the perform find wasn't working fine when I was using the small. I'm going also that the problem we should, I need to address with you. So tomorrow we're going to continue, and I will come with a better, you know, better sample, right? And we're going to look how this works, and then we're going to see how we can combine issue and note in one search, for example, right? How we can do that, how we can even, get play with this. Let's say we play and, but I'm going to stay with this core repair stuff. I think it works well. So if we don't have any question, we can. Yeah, I try. I try. It took me a time. Thank you, Foxy Jack. Took me time to bring that to simpler, right? Because if you look the help, you run. If you look the help, you run.
Yes, no, the help is a mess.
You run. Look this. You have to read all of this. You want to read all of this, and how you understand. Okay. So this thing in parameters, right? Well, if you want to go crazy, you can use this. Okay. It's all about limits and so we will see that. I'm going to, but really, we don't really need that. But anyway, it's not easy to understand. So that's why, I came everything because we have this. So this, we're good with this, right? With the inside embedding.
Yes.
Okay. Of course, tomorrow I'm going to show you how when you modify one, boom, and how it works also on pesos,
Yes.
because you don't want to wait, right? So tomorrow,
Yes.
after tomorrow, we have plenty of stuff.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Thank you,
So
everybody.
see
We
you,
will see you
you
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.